Welcome to the Val and Show. We're back at it again. Right, spring session is in full effect. I'm Val.
I'm Ange.
All right, let's take your game to another level.
All right, let's go. I like the sound effects.
Yeah. All right. 1 2 1 2. Well, it's been
So
a long time, and we're
it's been a
back.
minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we had a lot going on and learned
Wintertime was
about,
busy.
yeah, busy.
Yeah, wintertime was busy. Now we transitioning into the spring, but we ain't going nowhere. We just been drumming up new material, evaluating y'all from afar. To figure out what you've been doing within that winter time, within that closed time, you know, and hoping that y'all take the time to learn about yourselves, because I know as individuals, we get the opportunity to focus on ourselves. How many people did their self evaluations as humans? You know, now you're hitting the spring season where you're back out on your fields and, from a lacrosse to a baseball to even AAU and basketball, girls and boys basketball, all travel sports are in full effect. It's a beautiful time of the year. You talk about a flower and the flowers blossom in the spring. So can you be that flower that's going to bloom, blossom, you know, and
You're like
showcase?
a poet.
Oh
What
yeah, so
happened to
you
you?
gotta showcase in the light. So now the sunlight's on you, and now I need you to grow. You know, so got to find out who you are. You got to find out why you work so hard in the off season, right? Why you work so hard in that winter time, right? Inside's closed space, it's cold out, right? Found that home train. Now it's time to go out there and showcase it.
So what is some advice you'd give to these spring athletes, getting ready to start the seasons within the next couple weeks and what should they stay focused on?
Stay focused on the task at hand. You know, don't look past the game. Look forward to every game. All right, so that way you can showcase your talents. My message to y'all is make every drip of sweat count. Until there's no more sweat to be dripped off, and now you go prepare for your next for the summer. Some of y'all going to college, some of y'all going to be going into your junior senior year. You got to find that. So right now, my message to you is, make every second count. The same way you made those sacrifices, the same way you felt like you wanted to quit when it got hard, you got tired, you felt like, oh, I can't push anymore, but you always found that extra gear. You know, make every single second of that count. Every single second you're out there on that field, no matter how long a game lasts. You're prepared. You prepared yourself for this. You made the sacrifices. Now you got to continue to keep sacrificing and learning the game and playing the game inside the game. You know, continue to keep being dominant. Don't lose sight of your hard work that you did back here, right? And don't lose sight of where you're going, right? Make all of it match up. Make all of it add up.
That. I like what you said about like you prepared, so now put it into action. Some
Mm-hmm.
people forget to, you did all of that for a reason, but that reason isn't just going to come to you so easily. Keep going when things get hard because they're going to get hard. Maybe you didn't make the starting team, maybe you didn't make varsity. You know, whatever it is, if you've prepared correctly, you keep going and your number will be called.
Exactly. It's not about where you start; it's about where you end up. And it's a long season. If you don't get that call up right away, you just got to continue to keep working. Don't pout about it. Say, okay, what did I do wrong? Start doing self evaluation. Right? See yourself in that starting role. See yourself in that spotlight of doing the little things because you never know what they're looking for. Continue to keep doing the little things.
And use your resources. Like what I want to tell anybody that's listening is whether you go to Val, whether you go to me, whatever it is, your coaches, your parents, when things aren't going well, don't hold it inside. Make sure you go out and get that piece of advice from a teammate. Figure out a new way to look at something. Stop yourself, do a little meditation, listen to music, go out and have some fun. Whatever it is, don't get stuck in the pouting or the woe is me. There are people that will help you to keep going. I think is really important. You're not doing this alone at all.
Well, I mean, look at the probably one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game. And I'm watching the Lakers play lately because my son is nudging me. Can we watch NBA? And all of a sudden the Lakers, and I'm watching LeBron at 40 something years old, doing the little things. And I'm like, okay, he's now playing a completely different game. Where I wish 5, 10 years ago he started to do that because his legacy would have even been bigger. But you know, he's cherishing this moment that he gets his opportunity to play the way he's playing and still, going back in full circle. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is don't lose sight of being a kid, because this thing goes fast. If you put too much emphasis on perfection, you're going to lose sight of being great. All right. You're going to lose sight of how to get to excellence. You know, you're always going to be stuck on trying to be perfect and you're going to miss so much. So you got to really be dialed in with your moments and learn from the mistakes in those moments because we all make mistakes. All right. And then some of the mistakes lead to success. That comes back to your energy and effort. What are you putting into, you know, what you're doing? If I'm a girl lacrosse player, I make a decision to go to cage. I made a decision. All right, you got to be able to read and react. You got to be able to attack. You got to be able to say, okay, I see the next phase before it happens. So enjoy these moments of playing the game. Enjoy these moments of being out there because it goes fast. It goes really fast.
So, what do you do to be a kid?
Oh, I get lost in my day. I,
Do you ever
I, I,
do anything that like is like,
yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna be a kid right now.
I was pick up a basketball and start shooting.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I ever changed. I've been the same way even when I was in college.
Yeah.
Music is on. I'll be way down the other rack, pushing and motivating my teammates. You got to have fun with what you're doing. I, I'm a kid. I'm a big 43-year-old kid that has his standards in place, got my priorities in place, but I never lose sight of having fun with what I'm doing. People might look at me and say, "This cat is serious."
Hmm.
No, no, I like to have fun. So I play all day, have fun with it.
Yeah. Well, you love what you do, so
Exactly.
that
So
helps.
when
Hmm.
you love what you do what you love doing, and you just don't look back.
Yeah.
I cherish every day.
Yep.
God has blessed me to be in this situation, be in this position that I'm in, and I'm gonna continue to keep counting His blessings.
Hmm. I
So,
love that.
what about you? What no? What do you do? All right, to be a kid.
Well, I definitely get the luxury of playing with my nephew who's 4. So I do take him to the park. And one of the big things I've been doing is putting my phone down and just like literally, like last week I was on the swings and I was like, when's the last time you just like swung on a swing? And it was like so like nice. And so I'm definitely finding that kid in me again instead of taking everything so seriously to move things along and dissect people. I think
Mm,
I have always been a goof, and I just am learning to just be the goof. I feel like you're always on display, and you don't have to be. And if you're true to yourself, that's also being a kid. Because when
yeah,
we were kids, you never worried about what everybody else thought. You never had a social media reel. You just did whatever you wanted to do. And like I look at these high school kids, and I'm like, wow, you're like a freshman. Like when I was a freshman, I'm pretty sure I was still collecting like Smurfs, the like little figurines. And these freshmen are like worried about like if they're included in a group chat. Like it actually breaks my heart. Like so I know for me that finding that inner child and that kid is going to be part of like definitely what I do with my team and anybody that I work with is like, okay, what'd you do for fun? Did you just go out for ice cream? Go out for ice cream. Like, put your phone down, go be present somewhere. So,
yeah,
yeah, definitely that's what I'm doing. Going to the beach more, going to the beach more. Even though it's cold, I'm still going down to the beach more because that's where I really feel like a kid,
yeah.
100%. So, um, how
That's great.
about what did you learn from some of your athletes this winter about their commitment to the process?
Not everybody responds to, you know, criticism, may be positive or negative.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could be tough at times because I demand, that you give it your all. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm just asking you to give 100%. Your 100%, whatever it is that day, it's your focus. Everybody has the opportunity to learn how to focus, no matter what disability, no matter what you have dealing with outside of these doors. When you walk in, your level of focus needs to be enhanced, right? And don't let the negativity dictate who you are or your day. I know some kids walk in and some crap could happen outside and they bring it in, and I'm just like, listen, you're in deep thought. Whatever you're thinking about right now is not relevant. Right? You're making it relevant and is impacting how you're moving right now. You're not pushing yourself. You're not that same joyful person. It is bringing you down, and it's bringing the energy around you down. It's not affecting anybody else because everybody else is like moving. You know, you take a good look at China. It's a billion trillion people in China, and you don't know what one person's thinking. Everybody's just moving at fast pace, right? One person out of those billion people could be having a bad day. You'll never know because they're lost in the crowd, right? You're as an individual, you're getting lost in your thoughts. That's your crowd right now. So your negative energy is giving off, and nobody's really migrating to you. When normally you are a positive impact and you're high energy. So that's the one thing I really evaluated with the athletes is that, don't let a bad moment dictate your day. Don't let a bad moment dictate how you maneuver right now to get better. Right? You're here to perfect your craft. You're here to get better within your craft. Right? Let it go. Right? That's the big thing is learn to let the little things, like the little negative things go.
Yeah. Control the controllables. Every single person is fighting a battle we know nothing about. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't care if you think they're not, just based on their social media or the amount of friends they have or what they look like. Every single person is fighting a battle. And the people who are successful is they fight the battles, but focus on what's important.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Yep.
Yep.
And you definitely show up the same way all the time.
Oh
Me,
yeah.
sometimes when things are a little off, but I'm working on that myself is putting it to the side and continuing on the process and not believing what I tell myself. So, along with the girls that I coach, it's like, let's go. It's time to lock in now. I think it needs to start with me as well. So,
Oh yeah.
mm-hmm.
100%.
So what's one we talked about one piece of advice for everybody for the spring. What's like one tangible thing that they can do when they don't feel their performance is up to par in the spring?
Go back to the basics. Refocus.
Excellent.
Just refocus your energy. Stop harping on what you didn't accomplish. Right? Learn from it. You know, it comes back to just refocusing yourself. Just write that one phrase down. Refocus. And once I refocus, I grasp back what I've lost, and we all do it. We're in a world where, you know, things can try to take us off our track. We get distracted. Right? Got to find a way to refocus your energy, and then start finding your way. It might not be, hitting a home run. It might not be scoring 5 goals. It might be, okay, I just gave 5 assists. You know, it might just be that, okay, I hit a ball, I gave a 2 gap run. You know, just the little things. I might not get my name in the paper for it, but it is what it is. I
Mm-hmm.
know I helped create it. You know, I always talk about that dark horse. That dark horse is the person that they never see. They never see in the spotlight, right? Because he or she is so dangerous. Don't be afraid to be that dark horse, because that dark horse is always focused.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. Very. I love that. Well, let's end there as we continue to, looking for the perfect word to say as we unleash all of the things that are coming at you with the Val and Ann show. coming up and what our summers are going to look like. So we're excited for this next part in our journey as we took the winter to figure that out, be busy, and just know that like both of us, and I know you can agree that we're here to make you better in each way, performance and mindset. And but it has to start with you as well and your loyalty. And just keep looking out for the next episode.
Yes, indeed. All right.
Here we go. That was
So,
good.
yeah.
That's good. There's a couple good